How are you? Yeah, so the only thing that was added by the project picture
Okay,
from Ethan Kim.
okay.
Congratulations.
I didn't start early enough.
No, it's 12:30. Somewhere in America, it's 12:30. Welcome to the warm and friendly Westwood Village Rotary Club. Well, first thing we need to do is to thank President Ben Fisher, who finished 16 straight months as president of our club. Ben, thank you. Thank God that's over. Okay. Now, a warning. Phone's got to be in silent mode or whatever, please, at the start of every meeting. I know that I am the most prolific violator of that, but my phone's on stun over there. And I want to say before we start off that today's a club assembly, and a club assembly is by Rotary rules supposed to be held once a year. Now, we're going to have one twice a year, but we have a number of topics to go over. Club assemblies are only open to members. Okay. But Vanessa, after that cartwheel, what can I say? Okay.
I think she's going to be a new member.
Well, but she's not a member yet. But I was told as president that I have the power going to my head to make exceptions to the rules. Okay. Oh, thank you. This is courtesy of Ethan. Huh? Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Unite for Good, Rotary International. That's our signature. That's our insignia this year. I happen to be wearing a pin. When the incoming president of Rotary International announces their new logo or theme, they do pins, they do towels, they do shirts, they do caps, they do everything. And I got one of the pins from a few years ago, Engage Rotary, Change Rotary, something like that. All right, Mr. Bill Rowan, Pledge of Allegiance, please. The flag of the United States of America, the republic for which it stands, nation under God, indivisible, justice for all. Okay. Be seated. Sergeant of Arms Jim Crane for the thought for the day.
I think we're all aware of the ongoings of the government shutdown and the impact that has on our government and the programs that it sponsors, including the SNAP program. So I wanted to offer a prayer today that we would that somehow our government leaders would get together and resolve the shutdown, and that people who need to have support for food, for just basic essentials in life, would be able to receive those. So let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we are aware of and we are supportive of our government leaders, but we ask that you would help them to come to a resolution and to reopen our government and to be able to return things to normal. And then, Lord, we think of the SNAP program, the 42 million Americans that are receiving financial help. I think the latest thing is that 65% of the normal payments would be going out hopefully soon. And so, Lord, we just pray that people who need food would be able to get it. And I'm thinking specifically of the food banks, Lord, that are here. Very fortunate being here in Los Angeles. There are multiple food banks, and we just pray that people who do need food can find the food banks and could get the food that they need. But then we also think, Lord, that there are certain people that need food that's not available at the food banks, that they may have some kind of special health conditions, and they just need to get special food. So we pray that they would be able to find resources that they would again be able to have the food that they need. And we just pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Jim. Out of all the negativity coming out of Washington, I did read something very interesting yesterday that I think is a positive. Representative Kennedy, I think from Louisiana, has introduced a bill that will stop salaries going to the congressman until this is finished. Bravo. Right. Because they're getting paid. The guys that our lives depend on, like the traffic controllers, they're not. There's something that's ass backwards in that regard. Janet Schwartz, once again, thank you very much for the windmill. And Dr. McCreary, thank you very much for the greeting today. It's very nice of you. Okay. Before we, well, no, let's go ahead. Songmeister Ed Gall. Yes, sir. You are up with your song. My sponsor, and I forever be thankful to you, Ed, for getting me into Rotary. It all started with him kvetching about the gardeners in the neighborhood who are running these gas-powered blowers, which is against the law in the city of LA, but so is a bunch of other stuff that's going on. Ed?
Could you please stand for the song? Now, I want to ask a question. Did I make a good decision getting Mark Rogo into Rotary? Bravo! I think a little background on the song is helpful. Only take a moment. On November 11th at 11 a.m. in 1918, an armistice was signed ending World War I. And that was the war generally in Western Europe. It was a war where 20 million people died. Starting in 1919, the United States commemorated Armistice Day. And in 1938, Armistice Day was made a federal holiday by FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. In 1954, the Armistice Day was changed to Veterans Day since we had finished World War II, where 80 million people died, to commemorate the people who served in the forces. In 1917, we entered World War I, and George M. Cohan, and his name is up there, composed the song Over There. And what was interesting is that he received a Medal of Honor from FDR for composing the song and his role in World War I. Now, in World War I, my grandmother was active in civil defense. And I'm going to put the helmet on she wore during World War I, which has an attachment to me. And in fact, she got a letter from the government commending her for her service. But anyway, Here is the World War I helmet my grandmother wore. So let's give it a song. Let's give the song. Did I get rid of him? Okay. Okay. Over there, sing the word, over there. That things are coming, things are coming, the drumming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody have a seat for a second. Now, there's going to be some changes under the new sheriff in town. We'll start with one right now. I'm giving everybody a pass on this one. I want you to stand up if you are not wearing a Rotary pin or a Rotary logo or something Rotary. Pins count. No. Name bags don't count. Name badges don't count. You got to turn those in when you leave here. Okay. 2, everybody else is wearing a pin or something. Jim, okay. 3, 4. Diane, you wearing a Rotary something? Bob? You got, all right, Bob, you stay standing. All right. Remain standing. Our past president, Sean McMillan, did this a number of years ago. And he would go around and he would find anybody that wasn't walking in wearing something Rotary. How's that for Rotary? I don't. Bob asked me why I did this when I was crazy. I said, when you go to the conventions, you get a little bit bored, you know. So every meeting, I really want to see a Rotary logo, a Rotary pin, and I am going to fine you $5. Yes, except today. No, not yet. Oh, well, all right. Good point. Past President Steve Scheer. Oh, stay standing still. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Richard Thompson, welcome. Good to see you again. Have you got a pin on or a logo on or something? You do? Okay. Past President Ed Jackson. Mr. Uni High School himself. Are you listening, Ed? Are you there, Ed? Okay. I think Ed went to the bathroom. Okay. So these pins cost $4.63 at shipping. You just reimburse the club for your pin. Come on up if you don't have if you're not wearing a pin today. Jim, that's you too. Phil, I've got pins. Today you get a pass. Don't have stickers. I only got pins. Okay, this one I won't drop in the coffee.
Mark, Ben just asked me to send this one up to Joe.
Oh, that's nice. Where'd that come from?
I got it. No, it came from you. Yeah, I bought it. And Sydney just worried about it.
Oh, okay. All right, hold on, Jim.
Yeah.
There you go, Jim. Thank you. The purpose is not to be a zealot or something. And you shouldn't, take it personal. But the purpose is that I want you as ambassadors to Rotary, when you leave here, to engage people in conversation about Rotary. And what better way to break the ice than if you're wearing a pin that somebody asks you about, or you have a logo that somebody asks you about. And that's the whole reason. Now, second thing here, what happened to those shirts that Barbara brought in?
They're outside.
Oh, they're outside? All right. I feel very honored to be here and to serve this club as president for 4 months. 4 months is not a big deal. Nancy McCready, Diane Good served 2 years each. Stephen Day stepped up, Chris Gaynor stepped up and served an extra year as president. But we've got our line of succession in starting next year with Bob Simon. And thank you, Bob. How many years were you in Fullerton Rotary Club?
15,
How many years have you been a Rotarian overall?
30.
30, okay. You're coming in as a seasoned veteran. And anyway, the point is that I want all of us to be more cognizant about talking about the best kept secret in Westwood Village, which is the Westwood Village Rotary Club. So I'm hoping that every Thursday you'll think about this. Now, if you're not wearing a pin, wear a shirt. Those shirts were not reimbursed by the club funds. I did that myself on purpose because I really want to thank all of you for this great honor. And I want you to wear those shirts on a regular basis, but specifically to the district governor's visit. Okay? I don't think any club has ever done that, where the governor walks out and the room's full of Rotary shirts. I think that would be a great surprise for him. So, all right. So moving on those 2 items, everybody gets a pass today on no pins or no logo, but changes next week under Bob. I won't be here next week. Bob's going to run the meeting. All right. Visiting Rotarians. I don't think we have any, but we do have a guest of a Rotarian who just disappeared. That's okay. We'll grab her on the way back. Oh, one of the cartwheels. All right. Bob, do you want to talk a little bit about just another change? Go ahead.
Every month. Hello?
Doesn't work for anybody taller than me.
Every month we get Rotary Magazine, and there's some wonderful stories in there that have to do with service internationally. And there's some very impressive things. Today, I wanted to talk about the article about milk banking. You all read about the milk banks? So some mothers who give birth to premature kids, they can't nurse their children, but the milk comes anyway. So many mothers around the world pump their milk out and freeze it and donate it. And the banks have arisen in a number of places. Yeah. Where is it? Didn't add it to these slides. Okay. Is that the first slide? Okay, so the milk is donated in frozen bags, and the people who donate it, the mothers, are screened with a questionnaire and a blood test. That the milk is then kept frozen and tagged, and then it's pasteurized before it's frozen and available in the bank. So pasteurization is heating to a given temperature. I can't tell you what the temperature is, but it's held there for 30 minutes, and it preserves the nutrients and eliminates pathogens. So it's make sure that the milk is safe. So this is liquid survival for babies with no other lifeline. And Rotary in Australia, New Zealand, and other places around the world have taken up this worthy effort to save the most vulnerable among us with donated breast milk.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. Thank you. Bill Rowan, would you like to introduce your guest? Bill, kiss the mic.
This is. Wow, that's up. I pressed the button, I kissed it. Can you hear me?
Speak loud.
Anyway, you all know Vanessa, she split around for us. And, she is here today, wants to be part of our group. And, we're very happy to have her, so let's get ahead. Vanessa, you keep me
We're all going to get sued.
Should get past President Ben to do a cartoon.
That's a Kodak moment. Okay, continue on, Bill. Mm-hmm.
You let the, I can give you the land. Yeah, what's it called?
Mia and the wind from Wicked, not the wind, like.
What my age is,
Oh, 65.
It's a terrific book. I've given it to my grandkids and, it's a fun book to read for yourself.
if you bring in a bunch of them, you can buy one here.
Okay.
Bring it in.
You know, which.
So she can bring him here for her craft talk. Yep. Vanessa, welcome. I will be in touch with you on your next step, which is a one-on-one meeting with the membership committee. Okay? Thank you. All right, some other changes that I wanted to institute. Ben and I have talked about this a lot, but it's my fault. I just never got off my ass to do it. I wanted to do it at the beginning of Ben's tenure. But there's so much to learn about Rotary. In many ways, it's a little overwhelming. Mike Newman once called Rotary practically a religion. And Rotary can consume you 7 days a week if you allow it, but you stay on top of your own agenda. But there's a lot to learn, and it's actually enlightening and thrilling to learn with all the negativity going on around the world. It's just wonderful to read about people that are doing good things in the world. So I put together a list of topics, one a week, that I am going to email out to you. And we're passing it around the table. A list of topics that that's the far right column, that every week I will email you and I will bring here in written form as well. Educate all of us. There's no test at the end, but I'm hoping that it will somehow spark a fire in some of you to say, I want to be involved in this cause, or I want to do this for the club, or I want the club to do this kind of a project. And that's what Rotary is all about. And one of those sheets of paper is the first edition, which went out this week in the email. The second thing is a list of our speakers. And we have some great speakers coming up the next 4 months. I've spent a good amount of time to bring some quality speakers. Ben did a terrific job starting when he took off as president. And I want to maintain that level of excellence. And I'm bringing you the city attorney of Los Angeles. I'm bringing you the CEO of the Olympics, Ryan Hoover. No, it's not, first name is not Ryan. I forgot what the name is. Reynolds. Yeah, Hoover Reynolds. He's a client. He just happened to become a client. And he's getting ready to sign the documents. And he's all excited. I said, wait a minute, Reynolds. I said, there's one caveat. You have to speak to my Rotary Club or this is not going to go through. And he looked at me. I said, I'm just kidding, but I'm serious. You have to talk to my Rotary Club. Interesting guy. 3-star general and worked for the CIA for 10 years in a position that he's not allowed to talk about. So very interesting guy. We have Lippin, who is a big mogul in the entertainment business industry coming up. We have Scott Neustadter, who's been nominated for an Academy Award in the past as a writer. He's also a producer. And very talented guy. And his wife, who was Marcy's camp counselor, his wife, Lauren, we've known forever. She's the president of the of Reese Witherspoon's production company. Did any of you see Jesse and the Six, or I think it's called? That streaming, anyway, it was very successful. He was the writer for that. She was the producer. He's going to come and talk to us as a writer. What's going to happen in Hollywood with AI? A lot of people would like to know about that. I've got the senior journalist for Politico, the magazine Politico, who covers the state of California, going to come talk to us about politics in the state of California. Politics in the 5th largest gross domestic product in the world is something we all should be interested in, particularly with our governor, who's now situating himself as in a run for the president, and a few other speakers. So anyway, these pass outs are yours to take home. They'll be in the email as well. Every week, you're going to get from me something about the speaker. You're going to get from me, or Taya, something about education and Rotary. Okay, our announcements for the week. That picture is a very special picture. When you go on a humanitarian trip, when you get off the plane, we all go together, most of us, in one chartered plane. Some people can't make that, and so they'll come separately. But you're always met by the local clubs when you get off the plane, and it's wonderful. They're there to greet all of us, get us on the buses, fill us in, be friends. It's like a whole new experience to meet fellow Rotarians in a completely foreign country. And my Spanish was never any good, so you find the English-speaking one and hang out with them. Golf shirts, we talked about that. Bob Simon at next week's meeting. Avenue of Service reports. We need those for the district governor's book. Marcia, I need that report. Okay. And Barbara is putting those all together. So if you can help her out, I'd appreciate it. Board members, 11:30 here on the 20th for the district governor's visit. It's tradition. We are going to meet with the governor an hour beforehand on this floor, but that way a little bit. And you're each going to have 3 minutes, avenues of service, to present to the governor what your avenue of service is doing this year. Okay. I am encouraging, as we do every year, for Rotarians to bring their spouses, their significant others, guests. It's a big deal, the governor's visit. And then we've talked already about the educational topics coming out of Rotary International. This is a general announcement from the Rotary Club of Inglewood. It's a bingo evening coming up a week from tomorrow. But there's another announcement I want to make special note of. Diane, we have an event at the Transition Village, stuffing food boxes. What's the date? Okay. The anniversary of when Kennedy was shot. Okay, as a club, I think it's wonderful. First of all, we all want to support our past president, Diane, who's going to be our president in 4 months. But also, this club has shown a yearly commitment to the transition village and all that it does. You know, so I think it would be wonderful for us to show out in mass for that. And Diane, you want to talk about December the 5th? You want to talk about the shopping spree? December 4th? I don't know. What's the date for the shopping spree? Okay.
At the transitional village, take the kids out to, dinner and then over to Ross's for shopping. So it's a kind of a 6 to 9-ish. So I think maybe 5:30 people should show up.
So we normally do. We meet at 5:30. Okay, Ben, I'll be there. Steve Day, Michael Newman, Jim Crane, Phil Gabriel. Wait a minute. Our club secretary is taking these down. Did you get them all? Steve Day, Marcia Day, Ben Fisher, Phil Gabriel, Michael Newman, the very talkative Jim Crane, Mark Rogo, Lynn Rogo. Okay. We need more volunteers. So if you get
Chris Gainer, possibly.
Chris Gainer, possibly. Okay. One of our most cherished events and a lot of fun. I guarantee it. Yes, ma'am.
$2,000. It's about 185, I think, they need to.
Only Terry has 3 of us split the cost of the bus each year to underwrite it. Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm gonna think.
All right. Rotarians. Member birthdays. Sunda, who we haven't seen for a while. Nevin, who will be here shortly. Dwight. Do we know the story on Dwight? Is he? He moved back east, but he's keeping his membership here because he may come back. Him and Sook. And Wildman Bill Rohn. Happy birthday to everybody. And our join dates, myself, 20 years as a Rotarian. Again, thank you, Ed Gall. Brian Whitney, Phil Gabriel, this is your 13th anniversary as a member. Nancy McCready, we're missing today, 8 years as a member. Okay, so now I want to go into our club assembly. And I think that our club assembly that we will have in January or February, we've got to book that. That will be to elect the slate of officers for the next year. This, I wanted to start it off, and I just want to have an open discussion. I want to go some of these topics here, but then I want to have an open discussion about our club. So first of all, we talked about the pins and the logos. You've got the speaker schedule in front of you. You know about the educational topics. If there is something of particular you would like to learn about when it comes to Rotary, just let me know. We'll add it into the topics. It's so vast. How many of you have signed into your My Rotary account? Okay. If you've never done that, sign into it. It is a treasure trove of information about Rotary. Way too much stuff. But it gives tremendous history. It has videos. It has links. It's terrific in terms of educating you about Rotary. The format for the weekly announcements, Tay and I are working together. We're going to choose a club bulletin out of Club Runner. And it's what LA5 and a few other clubs are doing. And so it's just visually nicer to look at and has a little bit more information. And if you want to know about the speaker ahead of time, you'll have the hyperlink to educate yourself about the speaker. Club finances and club foundation. I want to go to that right now. We don't have Terry White here with us, but for the newer members, Vanessa, you're soon to be a member. This club has its own foundation. Okay, the Westwood Village Rotary Club Foundation. Raise your hand if you are one of the trustees of the foundation. Steve Day. Who are your fellow trustees? Tom? Ben? Right.
Ex-president, secretary, treasurer, and then there's the ability to nominate 2 additional people. And so that comprises, it could be up to like 6, 7 people. Good. Just different than, of course, the endowment or the.
Well, the endowment's another story. We have been, yes, Bob.
Yeah. Whatever Steve said, the people online couldn't hear it.
Okay, Steve, you guys can't hear what Steve is saying? That's why we have, that's why God invented microphones. All right, we'll get this microphone around here. This club has been incredibly blessed by 4 or 5 Rotarians who have left this earth, and as a legacy, they have left endowments to the club foundation. They each have different rules and restrictions and so forth. And I want the club to know about these things. Michael, are you familiar enough with the endowments to talk about them very briefly? Up here, not there.
The people.
Yeah.
The first one that I'm most unfamiliar with is the Virginia Gandy Endowment. Virginia's father was one of the founding members of the club. She died probably in the late 80s, early 90s, I can't remember. And she had established a trust where initially everything was going to RI. And a couple of years before her death, she was able to, she changed her trust so that a portion of the trust went to the club. And then there's also a gift to RI. So the club is part of what Terry White manages as the endowment, I believe. But the part that goes to RI, I'm the chairman. During COVID, we haven't had many meetings. In fact, Tom Barron's about the last one that we had meetings with, so I've got to get that back active. But every year, whatever the tax return tells us we have to donate to avoid any taxes, we do. And it's usually $14,000 to $25,000 that goes to RI. Virginia's wish was that go to Polio Plus primarily, and anything else that we support. And of late, we've gone with Polio Plus and the part of Rotary RI that comes back and matches grants in the district. And that's how that's been working. There is also, I can't remember, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Thank you. Howard Phillips, wonderful guy. And he created a foundation. I can't remember, but it's a significant amount of money. And one of his rules is, and his wife is still following it, you can do things, hopefully in Westwood, hopefully in Los Angeles, but never at UCLA. And then there's another one that has UCLA. Which one's that, Steve? Do you remember? Right, again, oh, right, okay. And then, well, those are the 2 that come to mind. There's one other that
was down by the members putting.
Right.
So in total, it's about $1.3 million, I think, right now. And it's kind of split evenly, more or less, between those 3.
Oh, Steve is saying there's an endowment that many of the members have been donated to, and it's $1.2 million or something now.
Philip, general funds and the endowment for about 1.3 million.
Right. So 1.3 million total. Flipping back to Gandy, one of the things that I am going to have a meeting, hopefully in December or January. The fund that goes to RI is running down. And I think we should address the question, and maybe we'll present it to the whole club, or at least the board for the Gandy Foundation, of possibly giving the last bit of money to RI just to manage and invest, because our investment it's gone so small it's not that profitable. And Chris Gaynor always did the taxes, and the firm that overtook his firm has gotten very expensive on doing the taxes for us. So but that's something I want to critically look at for the Gandy. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. I asked Terry, knowing he's not going to be here, just to give us a rundown on financials, the club's financials and the foundation's financials. Two different things. This is the balance sheet for the club, and it kind of shows you where we were year in, and then where we are up till September 30th of this year. Yes. I played with this for hours from what the format that Terry gave me, and this is about as good as it's going to get for us, unless Taya can work some magic. Is that better? Okay. Well, black and white didn't work out too well. I thought when it blew up. As I bolded all these and I increased the font, I changed the font to something, but anyway, this is the balance sheet for the club. This is our statement of operations for the club. Now, the purpose of the club and the purpose of the foundation is not to make money. The purpose is we're all here for a charitable reason. So you can't look at this as a typical C Corp. You've got to look at it as a nonprofit or a not-for-profit. But the $35 that you're charged for lunch covers it almost down to the penny with Hillel. And so the lunch is somewhat of a wash. We have a budget on membership to do a variety of things, which includes underwriting guests who show interest in membership of the Rotary Club, our Rotary Club. And this will show you page 2. Okay. So it's very hard to get this right, but this club is financially managed par excellence. We've got some very smart people in this club and that are completely dedicated to the club and Rotary's ideals. And they watch over our funds, and I am very comfortable with their management of the funds. Now we come to the club foundation. I know I had to split this up a little bit, Phil. It's even smaller. I'm not sure how much you can see of this, okay, but it kind of lays out the balance sheet for the foundation. Our foundation is a 401c3. 401c5? 501c3, yeah. You see what happens when you have alcohol for breakfast? Anyway, 501c3. The district has a foundation. The Rotary Foundation, TRF, the Foundation for Rotary International, is also a 501c3. There's always been a little bit of tension, starting with Doug Baker, who took my head off one day, of the conflict of interest between your club having a foundation and the Rotary Foundation. That's up for each individual to make their own decision, okay, about where you want to make your donation when you're nice and you're generous enough to do that. Nobody's going to make any judgment call. But I can assure you, if the funds come to this foundation, our club's foundation, you have a lot more say over what is done with those funds. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve Day, but we have rules in the bylaws that dictate a certain amount of these, a certain percentage of the funds based on a running average have to be dispersed 4%? 4% on a running average of the last 2 years? Last 3 years. That's what our budget is for the avenues of service. And it has two great benefits. One, we avoid the calamity and chaos of what a lot of clubs have, which is raising money every year. It's nice not to have to go to your friends every year and pick their pockets for a donation to raise funds for the avenue of service. The funds are already there. But the second thing is that we can budget ahead of time. Our club foundation, with the funds of in the neighborhood, depending on what the averages are, $50,000 or $60,000, is in the incredibly enviable position to automatically at day one, July 1st, go out into the world and do some good. We don't have to worry about raising the money. The money is there. And so you will see, Terry sent this over to me and said something to the tune of, whatever you might think of what's going on in Washington, Wall Street's been very good for the club this year. So we're showing, is that the, we're showing a club, this is a few days ago, and the market's gotten even higher since then, a club total foundation value of $1,464,000. All of you can be very proud of the fact that this club has managed its funds and has built up the foundation to do good in the community. Doesn't always happen. I can speak out of school. I don't know if you're there, Richard, but when Richard came to us, along with 5 other members of Brentwood, which Rotary folded and ended up being a 6-member club, nobody knew what happened to the money. Okay? Not a great day for District 5280. This club is solid. So I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud of our club managers who have brought this fund up so we have more money to donate. This is our statement of operations for, I think this is only one of 2 pages. Nope. Our statement of operations for the foundation. And the foundation is governed by those managers and the trustees. The managers make the investment decisions. Okay? The trustees disperse the money at the request of the board of directors. We don't always do this, but the board of directors are supposed to make a request to the trustees, and the trustees approve it or disapprove it. We're all together. They always, as far as I know, have approved the request from the board of directors, but it's a great balance and check and balance system that our club has. Okay, so enough about funds. Now, can somebody tell me what all of these Rotarians have in common? In fact, I got a present for the one that can come up with it. No? No?
They've been with the club more than 5 years.
No? That's not the one I'm looking for. You're probably right, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. They're all men? Is that true? No, I see Nevin in there. Close, but no, not right. No. All right. Tom is as close as it's going to get. Come on up, Tom. These are all eligible members for the club rule of 85. Okay. The rule of 85. What's the rule of 85 in Rotary? Here's your present. Thank you. The rule of 80. Yes, Diane. Really? It's up at their website. Absolutely, Tom.
I'm in favor of one-liners. Have you ever looked at Johnny Carson or something like that? Past great one-liners. But I was in the doctor's office the other day. I had a pinched nerve and he was doing some tests on me, and electric shock tests. And I turned over to him and I said, "Do you really enjoy hurting people?" He says, "No." He says, "If I enjoyed hurting people, I would be a dentist."
So rule of 85 is out. We don't have to notify the club secretary. All right. Okay. No, not yet. Not yet. Did you want to show? Come on up.
So Matt, pop in.
That was
What we're doing.
Okay. We're making.
Yes, once I have.
See on social media, website. And,
Yeah, I guess when I joined this club, Ben was doing Ben's tenure. Congratulations, Mark, on your new tenure.
thank you.
I was asked to consider redesigning the website, so we have done some work on that. I just wanted to give everyone a quick overview of how it's looking. We went from probably an older site to a much more clean, simple site with a header, our logos, our leadership team. We added a members roster, which I think a couple people had asked for, about us, our community, our projects. These are just placeholders because I don't have the content and data for this. And then a section with upcoming speakers. This is a bit outdated myself here with last week's speakers. I noticed we had a YouTube channel, so that's really great. I was thinking we could cycle the speakers here. So if anyone's further interested in doing their due diligence, new members, they can take a look at that. There's going to be a member section with everyone's picture and bio. I do need some help with this because when I'm looking at the data on Club Runner, some of this information is missing. So we do need to get that updated, and then we'll just update the regular speaker cycle. And then if anyone wants to invite someone or bring a guest, like you can just send a link to them. I believe there is a PowerPoint that I want to go through here, or a presentation. Let me see if it's open. If not,
Where did you get that photo? I see this.
all the photos are off the Facebook page. Tia, could you pull up the presentation potentially? It's just like a very short PDF. I think it was included in that email. So. Go up here, Matthew. You in? Right here. Let's see. It's not here.
It's only one
It
student.
may not be there.
Ethan,
It's only student.
Val and
It's okay.
Sam.
I'll go over it. Just like I'll just say it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Here.
yeah, okay. But
All right, so there's a couple of things that I need, because I'm still fairly new to this club, I need content. I need like information about the history of the club. I need to know about our projects. I need input on what people think should be placed in here. I have project 1, project 2, description of project. I need numbers on kind of our impact. I know we've done a lot. Another thing that I would like to do is, this is just a request, is I'd like to have a video, like a short video, maybe 30-second video of people just talking about why they enjoy being part of this club. I'm not a video person, but if someone, I know a lot of people who work in the entertainment industry, if anyone here wants to take up that initiative, that would be great. And then I think the last thing that I'll need is the members' bios, videos. I just need to make sure that I need the list on who's the most active members, because some of these people have passed. Sorry, I should moved on to the next slide. And just their bios, make sure they're updated. I did go through the list, and Like this guy was, this gentleman was, I think, listed as working for Wells Fargo, but when I Googled him, he was working for Morgan Stanley. So all that information needs to be updated. And then one thing we can consider is assigning, maybe Mark, you and I could talk about this more, assigning someone to do the follow-up. And the idea is for people to visit the website and there's a get connected button.
Yeah.
And then we need to have someone who can follow up with them within, say, like a week's time, but we can talk about that more.
So Ethan,
Matt.
Matt, I have a suggestion.
Mhm.
Why don't you get that team together that we talked? Set up a meeting and let's just,
Let's have a Zoom meeting,
Yeah,
a Zoom,
sounds good.
so we don't have to
Yeah.
set it up physically.
But
Be an evening at everybody's convenience.
I do want to let everyone know that the website is ready to go live. We just need this little
You need content.
house. I just need content.
Yes.
The technology and everything is there. We're good. So
Okay, I'm gonna talk to my son-in-law. Thank you. So my son-in-law, who's the luckiest man in the world to be married to my daughter. And he is in charge of content for his company and he has all the video stuff. Okay, all the equipment and so forth. So maybe we'll set up a meeting where whoever wants to talk about Rotary can come here ahead of time, have the whole thing set up, and we can take some quick 1-minute clips. Okay, we'll get that done. Thank you. Okay, we are running low on time, and it is my commitment to get you guys out of here on a timely basis every week. I'm opening the floor. I would love some input. And by the way, the input is not just to me, Ben, Diane as well. All three of us behind the scenes are communicating on a regular basis. I drive them nuts with emails because I fill their email box up every day. And Bob Simon, yes. We pulled Bob at his request. We pulled Bob in as the fourth party, okay, on club governance, what goes on here. So you might just see Ben up here, you might see me, or you might just see Diane this year. But I assure you, all of us are involved in club governance. So input, Bob, you seem to have that microphone ready to go there. Well, Tom and I have our hearing aids up, so go ahead.
Website that finance could help in explaining the history of the club by having bios of some of our past members who benefited the club, like Yandy.
Some of our strong personalities that have benefited the club. Learn more about them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got told today by Mike Newman that he is the oldest living now past president of the club. Did I get that right?
Not by age, but by longevity in the club.
Oh, by
Tim Collins.
you. So in terms of date of service to the club. Okay. And you joined what year? 1986? Okay. Ed Gall.
Club 75, I think there was a manual put out with the history of the club and all that. And I think I have some copies, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
History of the people and all of that sort of thing. I can get you that, and that will be.
And you know what else, Bob? Ron Leister held on to club archives forever. Until he decided one day unannounced to have a valet put them in the trunk of my car and it was my turn. Now, I have all of those. And I think maybe it'd be a good idea to display those one time for a club meeting, maybe the governor's meeting. But I've got pictures of this club when it was 100 or 200,000 members strong. One of those old white black and whites from the 1930s or 40s. I've got a bunch of old archives. So I will go up to my storage facility in Pacoima if I can get out of there alive and dig all that stuff out. And I'll make a point of bringing it to the club one day. Michael.
Stuff's gonna be out for people to look at and
Okay, yeah, you're right. Take the time, take a look at all this stuff. Diane, you'll have to slot that in because my slots are full on your tenure. A day on the history of the Westwood Village Rotary Club. All right. Any other input that we can take from the club members here? Tom Barron.
Speak about their profession and their interest in why they're a member, but more or less what they've experienced in life as far as their career goes.
Craft talks.
Like mini craft talks, Tom?
Yep. So, I'm sure there's a lot of people in this room, I'm doing the marsh right there. We don't see her. Well, she's around the world all the time promoting peace. And,
Yeah, how many of you know that Marcia is a 2-time Emmy Award winner? You know? 6? See, there you go. Good suggestion, Tom. A series of little mini senior craft talks. Diane and then Phil. Okay. The Merchant Minute was something that I started years ago, and I got the idea from another club. We went out into the community and we would invite merchants to come here and tell us about their business. They got 5 minutes. And we've had all kinds of merchants of Westwood, but we've never tapped into Brentwood. And Brentwood is in our area now. A merchant comes in, an opportunity to, extol the virtues of their company, whatever it happens to be. It's a great idea. And it's been a lot of fun. And I remember bringing Phil in as a merchant minute. He brought a pair of what do you call them, scrubs? I didn't expect that. Very good idea. Is there anybody here who would like to spearhead that? It's a little bit time consuming. You got to go visit the merchants and get them committed to coming at a particular club meeting. Anybody want to go volunteer? Bob, I'll talk to you about it, how it's done. And it's a lot of fun talking to them. Okay, Phil, you had a question? The senior repeat craft talks? Anybody in particular you want to hear from? Mike Newman? Okay. All right. Craft talks are one of the favorite things. Vanessa, just to fill you in, when you're a new member, we all know about each other. Okay. But we don't know about the new member. So you become the speaker, and it's your opportunity to introduce yourself to the club, your career, your history, your passions, your hobby, your family. It's your gig. So we all get to know you very quickly. Those are called craft talks, and they're a big favorite of every club. Ben. Okay.
Wanted to say is, we talked about networking. People that are in business want to attract younger people. I know, quote unquote, this is not supposed to be a business oriented meeting, but why shouldn't it be?
Well, they're changing that attitude now. Okay. Some of the clubs are actually having 5 minutes ahead of time where they're passing business cards around the table. Okay. Getting more and more involved in business networking. Yeah. Yeah. Christine. I'm dying to hear what it is because it fell loose on everybody else, but go ahead. Flat.
analog stand.
Yeah.
Broken English, we use my phone to talk, and then I talk to his daughter. The perception of Rotary with most of the groups that I'm involved with is that they are rich people. And no one is welcome here unless you can afford to come. And to some extent, that may be true. Because you want to contribute back and give. But I think it would be revolutionary to have some sort of certificate of recognition for these small business owners, that we can honor them on a regular basis. Because their kids will then connect to Rotary as somebody that values the poor versus being, all they see is the money being donated, which that's how I grew up. I didn't realize there were people donating to my schools, you know, to everything that I've gotten to do. And the next pool of Rotarians is probably going to be these quiet, humble, hardworking people who are raising these superstars like this young lady who's an Army brat, right? Yeah.
But that is an airport.
Air Force brat. That they're, I feel like that's the disconnect with Rotary. Like even a guy with a sailboat taking foster kids out, he's like, oh, Rotary, fancy. So that's the perception, that's the barrier, especially for a younger generation who, you know, is facing a lot more financial difficulties. So I just would love to see like a certificate of recognition for people that we see doing excellence who would probably never have the time or finances to join Rotary, but to feel like they're honored.
I think that, I like the thought, but I think it needs to be refined,
Yep.
okay, for set criteria.
Sure.
But that's part of reaching out, which is this club needs to do, all clubs need to do. Reach out broader, deeper into the community. We are past our point of no return. Thank you very much, Rotarians. Come back next Thursday. Bob Simon will be your presiding officer. Meeting adjourned.
You'll be fun there. I want you to know something.
Why can I have a t-shirt?
Yeah.